Ladies and gentlemen, even as we celebrate our MSMEs today, we must confront a painful reality. And I want to express my deepest regret for the loss of lives, looting and wanton destruction, and loss of valuable property belonging to our traders who were deliberately targeted by criminal elements during the protests this week. Besides the regrettable loss of lives, the biggest victims of this chaos were our hard-working traders and entrepreneurs who wake up early every day to find some of their businesses and hustles reduced to ashes, and others with broken doors and empty walls or empty stalls. Let me say this. The right to peaceful protest is protected by our Constitution. We respect and uphold that right. But what we witnessed was not peaceful protest. It was calculated chaos. It was violence. It was destruction. And it was economic sabotage. Let's call it what it is. That is what it was. Shops were looted. Businesses, some built over decades, were burnt to the ground. Market stalls destroyed. Warehouses ransacked. Investments worth billions of shillings wiped out in hours. The livelihoods of hard-working Kenyans have been shattered by deliberate acts of lawlessness. It is anarchy dressed in freedom colors. This is disorder disguised as democracy. Is this the Kenya we really want? I dare ask. Do we want to build, or do we want to destroy? Do we uphold the law only to exploit its protection, to sow chaos and cripple our economy? Is this what freedom really means? Is it freedom to ban what others have built? Those elements doing this are not fighting for freedom. They are attacking freedom. I expect the Inspector General of Police and all relevant security agencies to conduct immediate, thorough, and speedy investigations. The perpetrators of this violence, looting, and destruction must be identified and prosecuted for the fullest extent of the law, swiftly and decisively. Kenya is a country governed by the rule of law, and the government will not allow such acts to destroy lives and livelihoods. To the political actors who think they can exploit the genuine aspirations of our young people to foment chaos, violence, and destruction, the wheels of justice will find you and deal with you firmly, decisively, within the full letter of the law. For those who want power, the Constitution is clear. Elections will come. Formulate a better plan. Convince the people of Kenya. Win fairly. That is how change happens in a democracy. Replacing a working plan that you may not like with no plan or with hate and violence will only make things worse, not better. And let me say this for the avoidance of any doubt. I know many families are hurting because they have lost loved ones. I know many families are hurting because they have lost life savings and done so without reason. For the MSME sector, the sector that I speak to here, which contributes 85% of our jobs, we have 17 million Kenyans working in this space. We have done what we think is a plan that helps move our country to the next level. I deliberately set up the State Department for MSME. It wasn't there. And I deliberately set it up because I believe this sector holds a big potential for our country. We have aligned policy. We have decriminalized the MSME sector. We are formalizing the MSME sector. We are saying registration of the MSME sector must be made simple. It must be easy for somebody to register their business. We are working with the counties, as I said, to make it easier to have a single permit so that MSMEs can make it easier for them to be able to do business formally recognized. I have said we went out of our way to get many people who were condemned in the CRBs to exit them with a hustler fund, and we're giving them credit at 8%. They were paying 300% per year. We brought it down from 300% per year to 8% per year. We have 26 million Kenyans in that space today, enjoying credit history, enjoying credit, and transitioning them further. In fact, we are now working with the World Bank and other partners to see how in that hustler fund ecosystem, we are working on identifying at least 100,000 micro enterprises so that we can give each and every one of those 100,000 micro enterprises 50,000 grant to be able to scale up their businesses. That good man there is working on it. Okay? As part of graduating businesses from a smaller threshold to the next threshold. As I have said, we are building 400 markets nationally. Again, to provide opportunities for micro enterprises, small enterprises who do business in our markets to operate in a decent place with proper trading flows, with access to hygienic facilities, making sure that we have cold rooms, making sure that we have ICT hubs, making sure that even women who have young mothers can have a place to go and attend to their children in the market space. We are, as I said, working on common user facilities, county aggregation and industrial parks, recognizing that not every small trader has the money to buy the equipment for them to manufacture the things they want to manufacture. That is why we are consolidating, aggregating in our county aggregation and industrial parks so that we can equip those parks with the necessary equipment so that our micro and small, medium enterprises can carry out their manufacturing in these facilities as they are doing in Karioko here, and be able to improve their products, be able to improve their markets, and be able to access even better markets. We are working on how to create bigger markets, access to markets. You saw the PS here for trade has said the East African Community Market, the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Market. We just concluded the European market, working on the economic partnership agreement between Kenya and 26 European countries. We concluded it last year. It came into force in June last year. We now have access to 420 million people market in Europe. We have concluded agreements with UAE. We now have a signed agreement with the UAE market. Last couple of weeks, we also agreed with the 1.4 billion people market of China. I was in China 2 months ago. I had an engagement with President Xi, and he gave me undertaking that they are going to consider Kenya, alongside other African countries, for tariff-free access to their market. Now, a few weeks ago, that was finally concluded at the FOCAC meeting, where I had sent Minister Musalia Mudavadi, and now Africa is preparing itself, and Kenya is at the front on how we are going to access that market with our products, with our tea, with our coffee, with our macadamia, with our avocados, and all the other things that we are producing here. And we do not want to send our tea or coffee to China in sacks. We want to send it in packets where we are making sure that we have added value, we are processed, and we are getting more value. In the finance bill that I signed yesterday, we have removed all taxes on packaging material for tea, coffee, and all the other export products because we want to domesticate manufacturing in Kenya. We don't want to take our products in raw form to any part of the world. This is the plan. This is the implementation we have. What I'm asking is that, because I have tried to listen to the people organizing the demonstrations, and they have said three things. They have said they love Kenya, but they hate the leaders. And they have talked something about one term. And they have said Ruto must go. Those are the things I have listened to, you know? And therefore, I want to ask them this, because if you truly love Kenya, as you say, don't ban your country. If you are telling us you truly love this nation, don't be part of the problem. Figure out how we are going to get solutions. If you hate the leaders, I want to tell you, hate brings conflict. Conflict brings violence. Violence is not a solution to unemployment, is not a solution to any of the challenges that Kenya is facing. So, if your strategy is anchored on hate for other people, for leaders, how are you going to provide a solution for our nation? If your protest and demonstration is anchored on hate for others, we must be honest, we must be candid with ourselves as a nation, because what is going on in these streets, people think it is fashionable. Because there, take selfies, post on social media. I want to tell you, if we continue that way, they will finish with the small enterprises in downtown. They will move. They will be in Kileleshwa. They will be in Lavington. They will be in Karen. They will be everywhere. And we shortly will not have a country. I don't know whether that is the direction we want to go. And if it's a question of terms, the Constitution already has sorted out and settled the issue of terms. Terms are limited. You can either be one term, you can be two term. Maximum. You cannot have more than that. So what is this craze about terms? The Constitution already provides for those terms. So please, let us look for the solutions of our challenges. And solutions cannot be found in terms. Solutions are found in strategy and a plan. And if it is Ruto must go, tell me how you want me to go. What? You know, I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. What do you mean? What do you mean by Ruto must go? how do I go? Because we have a constitution in place, dear people, right? Yes. If you want Ruto to go, please, my simple advice to you, look for a better plan. Convince the people of Kenya that you have a better plan. This one of mine has created 250,000 jobs in the housing sector. Look for one that creates 500,000. This one of mine, I have brought down the cost of unga from 240 to 160. Look for one that brings it to 50. Violence will not. Anarchy will not. It will not sort out our country. Let us not fool ourselves. So, let's be honest to one another. I have listened to what these people are saying. So, if you want Ruto to go, please, do the honorable thing, Develop a better plan than the one I have. Yes. The one that creates more jobs than the one I have. The one that brings down the cost of living than the one I have. The one that creates more opportunities for the young people of Kenya than the one that exists. Do not tell us that you hate so-and-so. This one must go. That one must have this term or the other. And you have no strategy. I have said, you cannot replace a plan that is working that you don't like with no plan. The only thing you have, you are armed with hate and violence. And then you want us to agree with you? Really? Please. There are very few fools in Kenya. Persuade us. If you persuade us, I can also go and concentrate on farming and help in food security. If you have a better plan, but don't ban the country for heaven's sake. We don't have another country. And I want to ask the leaders, religious leaders, political leaders, who are encouraging this movement towards violence and chaos and anarchy. What is your plan? So, you're telling these young people to burn the place. You're telling them to cause violence. So that, what happens? So that we move to where? So these are questions that we need to ask ourselves as Kenyans, because if we go this route, we will not have a country. Yes. And the country does not belong to William Ruto. The country belongs to all of us. And if there is no country for William Ruto, there is no country for you. So so let's really be honest with ourselves and let's be candid. What is it that we are trying to achieve? Yeah? So, finally, good people, to the MSME sector, your resilience in our nations is our nation's strength. Your success is our collective prosperity. Kenya will not be held hostage by violence. We will protect our economy, defend our democracy, and secure the livelihoods of all Kenyans. It is the responsibility that is on my shoulders now, and I want to assure this nation I will do the best that I can to protect everybody and to protect everybody's business, because it is the responsibility that I have at the moment. Until that responsibility is exercised by somebody else, I will do it. So let's just be clear that we cannot continue in this manner. We have to find another way of doing business. We cannot continue this way. It is not possible. We cannot continue to have people like Kevin. You know, we had many people with jobs on 24th. On 25th, their jobs went up in flames. We had many people with businesses on 24th. Today, they are living in squalor. They don't know what to do next. You know, and there are people who are telling us, oh, you know, 25th was very successful. Really? It was successful? With people having died? With so many people hurt? With so many businesses destroyed? With many businesses up in flames? Was it successful? We are going to answer those questions as we go forward.